everybody, I'm Alicia TV. I'm here today with a serious illness navigation expert, Tina Morgenstein. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. It's such a pleasure to be here.
I'm so excited to have you here. Now, you might think, you're talking about serious illness, Alicia, like, shouldn't you be kind of somber and more reserved? And I say no. We're going to have fun
I agree.
today.
We should have a good time because life is to be lived right now in the present moment.
Yeah, and that's what Tina's all about. You know, Tina Morgenstein, she is a serious illness navigation expert. What the heck is that, and why do we need one? And I'm here to tell you, they need one. If you or a family member find yourself in a situation like I found myself in, and you found yourself in, where
Yes.
a loved one, a very close person of ours, had a serious illness, there's so many questions, right?
There's so many things to be thinking about all at the same time, and it can create utter chaos, all of the challenges involved to thinking about all that you need to consider physically, emotionally, socially, spiritually, and economically. You know, you need to think about things in regard to your employment. You need to be thinking about things in regard to all of your financial issues and your, you know, whether you have your legal papers in order.
Should I get that treatment or this treatment? Is there another option for me? Let's talk about the pivotal moment where you decided, oh my gosh, you reached out for someone to help you when your husband was diagnosed and there was nobody like you around to call for help. Tell us a little bit about your story.
Well, when Jim was diagnosed with terminal illness, I immediately, as we all do, went on to Google and started searching around for learning everything I could about his illness, everything I could about the treatments, everything I could about the prognosis, who was doing the best work in the field of the illness that he had, so that I knew what ways we needed to turn.
Did you come up with all the answers, though? Did Google really help you?
Google helps some, but it's really experiential, and quite frankly, if I had someone like me who was there to advise and guide and support, I could have spent more time with my husband, enriching my life as short as it was that we had together with him, rather than spending so much time on the internet searching for cures, searching for other people that we could network with and other options that we could consider. It was very, very disconcerting to recognize that time was being taken away from what really mattered most, and that was to have a life together, really living it as fully as we could.
So if someone said they could hire someone like you for what you do now, who's going to walk you through everything, do all the studies for you, you're saying you would have paid that in a heartbeat?
Not only would I have paid that in a heartbeat, if I had recognized the work that had gone on at Stanford, and what I'd like to do is read a quote for you.
Do.
This is groundbreaking studies from Stanford University show that individuals using chronic illness coaches over a 3-year period showed significant improvement, spent fewer days in hospital, and saved $4 in various healthcare costs for every dollar spent on coaching.
Fewer days in the hospital, which to me is everything. Nobody wants to spend time there. But $4 in healthcare costs for every $1 they could have spent on coaching.
Yeah.
$1. That to me just speaks incredible value. So tell us a little bit about how you work with individuals who just found out they have a serious illness, and then of course with their family.
Mm-hmm. What I do, and it's really exciting, is I get together with the patient and the caregiver, and we go through 5 specific areas with many, many in-depth questions. The first area is the physical area. And again, we're looking at both the patient and the caregiver combined. It isn't just looking at what's happening to the patient. We look at them physically, emotionally, socially, economically, and spiritually. And there's a plethora of questions that get asked. Now, the questions differ based upon what stage of illness they're in. There's the very early stage at diagnosis, and then there's early illness, mid-illness, late illness, and transition, which happens just before death. Now, there's another area called survivorship, and from many of those 5 areas, people could go up into survivorship rather than progressing on in further disease. It isn't just about the illness and the diagnosis and the treatments. It's also looking at lifestyle. It's looking at who are the clinicians that you're working with? Where do you get a second opinion? What about clinical trials? It's very involved.
You can create a personal and custom plan so they can spend more time focusing on what's important, which is each other, instead of Googling every day.
Exactly. Things get clearly defined for them, they get prioritized, and they know what it is that they need to spend time working on. There is a component of life that's around illness, but then there's a component of life that's around living your life as fully as you can right here, right now.
How can someone get a hold of you, just ask a question?
All they need to do is send me an email. Ask me your questions. I relish the questions that people ask me because it gives me the opportunity to utilize all of the knowledge, all of the learnings that I've had for you. Why reinvent a wheel when it's already been done?
Brilliant. Well, Tina at profoundtransitions.com is her email address, and you can send her questions, any question, if you need help with serious illness. And I just want to thank you so very much for coming to the show today. Thank you for your time and for what you do for
Thank
families.
you. Yeah.